everyone, welcome back. I'm glad to see you. I hope you're having a great day. It's been beautiful here during the days. The evenings have been a little stormy, but the days have been absolutely gorgeous. I wanted to introduce this next video. This is another video that I took while I was still in California in the Yuma area. And for several weeks I had been going back and forth on Route 8. I had several things I had to do in Yuma, and I was still exploring too parts of California, so I was going back and forth. And over those weeks I really decided I want to check out the dunes, because the Imperial sand dunes, the bottom part, are right along Route 8. You can also access the dunes by Route 78 up north, but there's one spot in particular where you can go in, and there's a ranger station. It's called the Buttercup Ranger Station, and it's right next to this rest area. It's right across the road from a rest area, and I was curious, can you go in and can you check out, just take photographs and just kind of check it out and see what it looks like. So on the spur of the moment, I decided I'm going to go in and check in with the rangers and see if it's okay if I just drive in. I'm not going to be there all day. I don't have a four-wheeler off-road vehicle that I want to go gallivanting over the sand dunes. I just want to go and photograph. And by chance, they said, yeah, you could. So this video is just of that little trip. It's about a half a mile from the ranger station to this one area that's a 2-hour free parking, and it explains a unique little thing about the desert and that particular area. It's called a plank something. The campground right next to it's called the Plank Campground. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is a way of explaining what they did there for 10 years. They had this road they called the Plank Road through the dunes. So this was my stop, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road. So what you're looking at is Imperial Sand Dunes Recreational Area, and it is a haven for off-roaders. And we are just west of Yuma, over the state line. We are actually in California at a rest area. And don't mind the noise, because it's a very busy road that separates us from the dunes. What I wanted to show you, besides the dunes, is the flowers that are coming out. We are in exactly mid-February, the 15th. Now here in the Southwest, they are expecting a really big super bloom coming this March. And it's already started. If you can see the hillsides, I've got some photos. But just to give you a look at some of the four-wheelers that are out there. I'm gonna try and get more shots of the dunes, because they're over quite an extensive place. But this is about as easy as you can get to right now. That is BLM land, but they do require a permit. So I don't know if we can drive through there or not without having to purchase one. Into the Buttercup Ranger Station here at Imperial Dunes Recreational Park to check with the rangers to see if it was okay to drive through just to do some photography. And they said yes. The parking lot we're in is a half an hour parking lot free, but they said if we follow the road, we'll get to a little place about a half a mile down that's free 2-hour parking. And the permit is mostly for people who are in the side-by-sides. So we are going to do a drive-through, and I'm going to show you what the Imperial Dunes looks like. So the young man who was in the ranger station told me that those flowers that we are going to see, the purple and white flowers, are what he called milkweeds. They don't look anything like the milkweeds that we have in the Northeast. So hopefully you're going to get a good shot of what the Imperial Dunes look like. And we are going to go this way. And we're going to check this out. And I think this is freaking cool. And I'm glad I stopped, because if I hadn't stopped, I wouldn't know that, yeah, it's okay to come in here. Watch for sand drifts. And now you're going to see these beautiful, beautiful purple and white flowers on the hillsides. And they're really exciting because I know that they're expecting a super bloom here in March. And I really, really can't wait to see this. And I'm planning, hoping, and with everything that I can, to be able to stay and photograph some of this. Let me close the window. I am going to close the window. We are going to go and check this out. This is cool. This is so cool. On the left, you can really see the purple and white flowers. On the right, all these bushes on the right are creosote bushes, and they are beginning to pop with little yellow flowers. And creosote bushes are just all over around here. And this is cool. This is so cool. Now you get a good look at those flowers. The young man also told me that they are endangered. So that the rangers are doing a lot of work with, to restore a lot of the foliage, the ground covers. This is cool. I'm glad I stopped. This is cool. This is definitely cool. This is one of the reasons why I do this. So, like I said, we are February 15th, middle of February. So it's getting into March. We don't have that much more time before it starts popping, the flowers start popping. The road to the right, that is Route 8, Route 10. This is beautiful. I definitely have to get some more stills of this. Oh my goodness. To the left, the view to the left is just beautiful. This is a dead end, it says. So at some point we are going to come to the end of the road. It's like there's a little picnic area. So this road is taking us west. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is pretty. This is really, really pretty. Considering it's sand dunes. There are several places, I guess, where you can stop. This is Midway Campground on the left. They do have pit toilets. They have a dumpster. I'm guessing that you can stay, but you do need a permit. This is cool. Just vast. No HVs on road. So the off-road vehicles are limited to the sand dunes, and regular vehicles are not allowed on the sand dunes. Wow, look at this. This is just awesome. And a thing to note, that does look like it's the wall. Beyond it is Mexico. That looks to be on the left. We'll have to check that out on the left. We're just going to turn around and come back through. But this is Imperial Dunes. It's a pretty popular place. This is a Sunday, so I imagine there's a lot of families out here enjoying the Sunday, the outing. So we're we're going to come down here and we'll come to the end, turn around and make our way back out. This is pretty cool. Looks like that's the end right there. Another pit toilet. So we're going to turn around. We are now facing south, and I don't know if you can make it out in the distance. There's places where you can make it out better, but that is the wall. That is the borderline from to Mexico is on the other side. Caution, watch for sand drifts on roadway. I've been through another part of the Imperial Dunes north of here. I didn't see the flowers last year when I drove through, but I drove through at a different time, and they didn't have a lot of rain. So we're going to pull over here because it looks like there's a parking lot down here where you can park for, he said for 2 hours. It's a free 2-hour parking, so. A lot of rigs. All kinds of rigs. A lot of toy haulers and trailers. Looks like some of these guys are been here for a while. I believe it's 14 days. So we're going to come over here and check this out, see what this says. Let's go in here and check this out. There's a plaque in here. And this is Off-Roader Heaven. Yes, the sign says free 2-hour parking. We're not going to park in the handicap parking. That wouldn't be kosher. So we're going to get out and check this out. So we're out here at the 2-hour parking space, and we're going to check this out and give you a look. This is pretty interesting, unlike anything I ever expected to see. So over here we got a good shot of a very healthy creosote bush. And you can see the yellow blooms that are attracting bees and all kinds of flying creatures. Let's get there's a good, the guys. And there's a good look at what they call milkweed. They look very similar to lantana, except the leaves don't look quite the same. But the flower heads, and these are the purple flowers that are all over. So we're going to go check this out. Young creosote bush. Stop! So this is the Plank Road Historic Site, Bureau of Land Management, El Centro Field Office. Plank Road travelers looked for turnouts marked with old tires. That's why the old tires are there. Very interesting. And then these are the other white flowers that are on the hillside with those purple. Very cool. Give you a look at the big rig going up with a toy hauler. Some bikes. Some off-roaders. Very cool. So let's see what the other signs say and the plaque says. And this is the sand. Give you a good look at what these dunes are made of. And then this is the plaque. This unique plank road, 7 miles long, was the only means early motorists had for crossing the treacherous Imperial sand dunes. The 8 by 12-foot sections were moved with a team of horses whenever the shifting sands covered portions of the road. Double sections were placed at intervals to permit vehicles to pass. California Registered Historical Landmark number 845. The plaque placed by the State Department of Parks and Recreation in cooperation with the Imperial Valley Pioneers Association, October 16, 1971. This is what the section of Plank Road was. Very interesting. And these sections were moved whenever the sand dunes covered the road. Very interesting. That is cool. So let's go see what this plaque says. Plank Road through the years in the beginning, 1915 through 1926. The story of the plank road began with the era of automobile transportation and a spirit of competition between the cities of San Diego and Los Angeles. San Diego was determined to become the hub of the Southern California road network. Civic and business leaders recognized the benefits of establishing roads to link their communities and promote commerce. Businessman and road builder Colonel Ed Fletcher was a key promoter for San Diego, who sponsored a race from Southern California to Phoenix, Arizona. The Examiner, a Los Angeles newspaper, issued a personal challenge to Fletcher for the race. The race took place during October 1912. Fletcher completed the race from San Diego to Phoenix in 19 and a half hours. He beat the Examiner's reporter, who had been given a 24-hour head start and was racing from Los Angeles to Phoenix, by 10 hours. Fletcher managed to have his car pulled across the Imperial sand dunes before there was an established road by a team of horses. He also got his car across the Colorado River in Yuma on a railroad bridge, winning the race. The approval to build the plank road through the dunes was decided with support from Imperial County Supervisor Ed Boyd, the local newspapers, and local communities. Also, a factor in the decision was the recent state and federal government decision to build a bridge over the Colorado River in Yuma. With great fanfare, the first planks for a 2-track road were installed on February 14, 1915. Traffic and maintenance quickly wore the road. A second plank road, consisting of a continuous 8-foot planks, was built in 1918. The second plank road remained in use until 1926, when a 20-foot wide asphalt-like concrete road was constructed by the State Highway Commission. There's a photo of the planks being built and the horses clearing some of the sand dunes and early transportation. Plank Road through the years revitalization, 1973 through 1974. There's a photo of the Corps of Volunteers transport unearthed portions of the plank road and move them to be reassembled at the monument site. Interesting. Over 400 volunteers worked to recover and preserve the plank road. And then just pictures of volunteers of all ages joined to ensure the preservation of the historic plank road. Through the years and with little use, the plank road began degrading. In the 1970s, a major effort took place to revitalize the area and create a monument in recognition of the plank road. The Bureau of Land Management, Imperial Valley Pioneer Historical Society, California Off-Road Vehicle Association, and Air Force personnel collaborated to assemble a 1,500-foot section of the plank road, using various portions of it remaining in the dunes. This revitalization stands today to memorialize the determination and vision of those who forged the first automobile highway across the dunes. Corvus volunteers and mission were recognized by the Bureau of Land Management, naming their efforts the Preservation Project of the Year.
So I'm really glad we stopped and asked, because this has been really cool. This is definitely not something that I would have really, thought about seeing, but this has been pretty cool. The desert's got some charm that I didn't expect it had. So we're going to head on back out, and I'm going to try and get you a closer look at some of the hills, the landscape as we go out. I think I'll put a little zoom on this camera and see if we can make it a little bit more up close and personal. So hang on, we're about to go dune buggying on a road. So we are on our way back out. And hopefully I've got the camera set up so that you can get an even better look. Kind of a closer look at what this looks like. This is pretty cool. Like I said, it's an off-roader's heaven. These are some wicked-looking off-roaders, I'm telling you. Here we go. Try and go a little slower than what the speed is marked. Roll up the windows again so we can hear ourselves think. Speed limit is 35, but we're going to try and go a little slower. Not to mention this road's a little patchy in places. We are heading east, so we're actually going toward Yuma. And I'm going to turn this way just a little bit, just for a minute, so you can get a look at what that looks like. And then we'll head on out. Isn't that cool? Vast. Just vast. And it goes north quite a ways. For a long way. So that was the Plank Road campground. I think this is the middle campground. And like I said, it is really pretty with the flowers going. I don't think it would be as pretty without the flowers. Yeah, this is the Midway campground. Beautiful day. It is registering about 89 though out, so it's a little warm. The Yuma area, which is about where we are, we're not that far out of Yuma, does tend to be a little warmer than most of the other parts of this area this time of year. Just get a good look at the sand dunes. Route 78 also goes through the sand dunes, and that's a little bit north of here. These people are having a good time out there anyway. Got some four-wheelers to the right. Oh my God, these flowers are just so pretty. They just make everything look pretty. And the dunes to the left, they look pretty barren, but they also look like they can do four-wheelers off there too. There tends to be I thought some places do restrict the ATVers. You can see them on the left. They're kind of going around in circles up there. There's a couple places where you could pull off and take photos, but not too many. Down on the left, you will know that's where the rest area is. We were taking photographs from first. And that's accessed. It's in the middle of the highway. It's accessed by both eastbound and westbound. We're going to stop for a minute because I want to take some photos. So we are heading back. We have resumed. We're almost at the entrance. And I hope you like this little jaunt into the sand dunes. There are other parts of the sand dunes, and I don't know if this is going to be just a single, just a short video, or if I'm going to try and put this together with other pieces that I can take in other parts of the dunes. Because like I said, there are other sections of it. So we're gonna head on out. This is pretty cool. This has been pretty cool. So if you don't get to, if I don't make this into a longer video, thanks for watching. I'm glad I could take you along on this one, because I know that most of my friends in the Northeast have never seen anything like this, and probably would never occur to them that this kind of landscape would be here. So I'm glad you watched, glad you came along. This is pretty cool. This is why I do this. And we are back at Buttercup Ranger Station. And heading on out. Heading back to Yuma. Or at least close to Yuma. This has been cool. I'm really jazzed. This has been pretty cool. It's really easy to access this. So if you have a big rig, you can do it. There's a good look at the dunes on the other side of the road. They do go north. So we're heading back towards Sidewinder Road.